Hey girls, Maria Menounos here, author of the Every Girl's Guide to Life. Want to know my best tips and secrets for organization, travel, weight loss, beauty, fashion, and everything else in between? Go to bing.com/Maria and pick up my new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
California, this is AfterBuzz TV for Sister Wives. Tonight's host is Phil Svitek. Joining Phil will be AfterBuzz co-host Michelle Macedo. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Sister Wives news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, Melissa Macedo.
Hey guys, what's up? So, a little correction. Michelle is not here today.
That was actually the remix.
That was a remix.
That I made from last week when you guys were not here.
Chicka remix.
Well,
that was it right there.
Our
Thank you for that. A little reminder.
Voice,
Yeah.
Sir Richard Wentworth created a little remix for you guys. Kind of like, the Britney Till the World Ends.
Got it.
Awesome.
I feel it.
There you go.
Well, today with me I have my co-host Nathan. And Nathan Hertz. You may know him from such shows as
American Idol.
And
that's about it.
And then we also have a new friend. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little blurb about yourself.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Cutter, and I'm here watching the show with them. Very intrigued by this show.
Yeah, we're all really excited to talk about it because it's not only the season finale, but a very dramatic episode. Lots of tears, lots of things happening, gambling on the future. So this episode was about how they're moving. And all of a sudden, at the beginning of the episode, it comes out that they have to move in 3 days. And of course, last episode, we saw that they were telling the older kids, and now they're telling the younger kids. A lot of emotions, a lot of freaking out going on. Nobody wants to move, but they have to leave in 3 days.
That's right. And he sits down the whole family. He sort of lays everyone out, right? Like in an organized sort of fashion. And he has his little notepad, and he lays it out. And he's like, we just learned today that Cody is actually an advertisement salesman.
Yeah.
And so I think he was trying to do his best to sell the idea of moving to Las Vegas with 1 million people.
Very optimistic.
Mm-hmm. Very optimistic, because he's moving a small army, as we saw over and over and over again. Once again, why I could not handle having 16 children.
16 children.
Yet another reason. But the paranoia and the fear of the law coming down on this polygamist family, it got really intense. I mean,
it did.
Very intense.
It
very
did.
Intense.
Any police car, any siren that they heard, they're freaking out. Oh my God, a sheriff up and down the street. What do we do? And nothing actually happened.
No, there were actually no consequences.
They were pretty paranoid.
Yeah.
But as I read today, a little AfterBuzz exclusive, I would like the...
She would like the sound.
Thank you.
All right, now you can tell us.
Thank you. As I heard today from the really exclusive source, Wikipedia. Cody, the police did, as we all know, do an investigation of the family. Then they had to, they handed it over to the DA. Then they had to put it to rest because they can't really do anything about it unless there are signs of child trafficking or sexual abuse or anything funny happening with the kids.
Listen, is it that they legally cannot do anything about it, or that they don't really, it's not a priority for them?
Well, they cannot be, it's not both. It's not a priority, and they cannot because technically he's only legally married to Mary, the first wife. And the rest are spiritual unions.
Spiritual unions.
So, I mean, they're flocking to Vegas to find freedom from religious persecution, as the Mormons originally did. to Salt Lake City, and off they go again. Like he said, Vegas is his Plymouth Rock.
Oh, right.
Was that correctly quoted? Am I correct?
At the end of the episode, he has probably one of the best quotes on Sister Wives of all time. Vegas is my Plymouth Rock. All I want is religious freedom.
There it is, right
Tony
there.
the Tiger delivers another.
Tony the Tiger, terrific. Yeah, and he claims that people in Vegas are more tolerant. What do you guys think?
Tolerant, it's understandable, but with no Mormon churches there, I don't think people are really going to understand what Mormonism is.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like, and Mariah was kind of, the daughter of Mary, was kind of, expressing that because she was religious and she went to religious school. She didn't want to deal with public school. She was scared because nobody in Vegas,
I mean, and also
there doesn't seem to be any place for them.
Right, and isn't Vegas like the capital of hedonism and
Sin City?
Yeah, Sin City.
Sin City, yes.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah,
Vegas.
it's the slogan that they always use. But so Vegas is a strange choice, but actually, I think I went over this last episode. The reason why they're moving to Las Vegas is because prostitution is illegal. I mean, prostitution, is legal in Las Vegas, and that's sort of like a loophole that a lot of polygamists use. They say
is that?
Yeah, they say there's some. It's almost like a form of prostitution, and in that legal sense,
Right.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So
Nice
it's
little
like,
fact.
yeah.
Good to know in case you decide to become.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You never know.
Any
Where
of
the
you
wind
on your
takes
way to Vegas. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Very different move. I'm like, why not somewhere in Utah? Salt Lake City, right? You'd think, I don't know how far, what's
Salt
the
Lake
city called? The place where they live? Lehigh. I don't know how far Lehigh is from Salt Lake City, but it seems like there would be polygamists there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And, polygamism is, it's not common, but it's certainly practiced all over the world. Absolutely. Actually, in Senegal, little fun fact, 47% of the population is involved in multiple partner marriage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, found out that little fun fact.
That's super intense.
Yeah. And yeah, certainly not the only country, but many places.
Well, they should have moved there. I mean, if they're going to move, go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously, go big or go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Senegal it is.
Well, I feel like Cody's daughter, Mariah, would have preferred anywhere but Las Vegas. She comes out against Cody with this whole laundry list of reasons why moving is a bad idea.
Oh God, I felt so bad for her.
It's very tragic.
Right, and it's
because it's true. She needs to finish school like at least that year,
And she has an emotional bond to that church.
Yeah, She doesn't want to leave.
Just leaving everything in 3 days.
Yeah, just being ripped out of there and then placed in this new like Vegas, like out of anywhere,
Right. And then on top of all that, there's another pressure that Cody lays down, which is they can't tell anyone. They can't tell any of their friends that they're leaving and that they're moving, right?
Yeah.
He said that they couldn't. And that puts yet another pressure.
Yeah, I would not be able to do that.
It's very stressful. Very stressful.
A lot of stress happening. Adults and the kids. The whole episode was just like everyone freaking out.
Yeah, very dramatic. Very dramatic.
Yeah, and if you have a family system that big, like you have to. It's an army. You have to control the force,
Yeah, and that's what Cody said, right? It's like no matter what, his only priority was keeping the family together and sort of holding on to this family union until they turn 18. In which case,
and go to school and
go to
finish
school.
school.
Right. Yeah.
In which case, who knows? I mean,
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Do you think Cody can support these kids through college?
I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think so.
No way.
He's just a salesman, right?
Yeah.
Well,
he's an advertising salesman. But he's like, a few episodes they had like sort of an episode where they talked about money, and he's like month to month, paying the rent.
I can imagine.
Yeah. How
It's
do you
a lot
do
of mouths
that?
to feed.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
And clothes, everything.
But the show itself must be making them quite a bit of money. I mean, I haven't seen their contract, but a reality show,
Very
I would
true.
think he's making at least like, what, 15, 16 grand an episode?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's why they're moving to Vegas. Because, well, the show wants them to, obviously.
Yeah.
And because, like, maybe the reality show, like, will get them a nice house in Vegas, or, you know,
Yeah.
or will pay for some stuff if they do that. Maybe
Yeah.
their money, the bump goes up if they, you know, move. Because that's huge. That's going to draw in a lot of people. Everyone wants to know what Mormons are going to do in Vegas, you know?
Yeah, in Vegas and how people are going to accept it.
Yeah.
The neighbors.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
that's interesting.
neighbors, yeah.
Yeah, all the conflict, and from what it appears, like the neighbors, they can't say anything. No one can know, you know.
Yeah. Well, Melissa, if that is the case, like, that sucks even more for the kids, right? Because it's like their father is making all this money off this reality television show or whatever.
No, yeah, it
and
sucks.
making the move to Vegas, making, you know, in a sense, making more drama in their lives.
Right, but if they have good lawyers, they're making money too. The kids,
Yeah, but what are the odds of those kids having?
but they're also
Yeah.
under 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So-
probably not too worried about the money.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all actors.
Maybe. You never know, right?
I'd be like, that is crazy. I could see that, but they all look like each other.
They do. They
you
do.
know, all the kids and the moms, like you
Kids
know
are
which
cute.
kid came from the mom. You
Yeah,
know?
you do. You actually
Yeah,
really
you
do.
do.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like Janelle, oh God, I don't even, Madison, Janelle's daughter, just looks exactly like
A
Janelle.
spitting image.
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
easy.
Cody's genes have sort of fizzled out throughout the children, maybe. There's not much left of him in those poor kids.
Yeah. Also, some of them aren't, you know, his. A lot. You know,
I guess that's true.
like
yeah.
none of Robin's. Well, Robin, as we saw, had a difficult time. All the wives were having a difficult time. But Robin especially, because she just finished unpacking. She just got there.
Yeah.
And how many times was it? 4 moves in the last...
2 years.
That's got to be
That's
tough.
a lot.
Yeah, that's a
That's a
lot.
lot.
And for her kids, you know.
It's not a good foundation.
No,
you know,
not
for
at
her.
all. Not at all. And then, like, her kids are still really young, and moving that much is just, like, it shakes you every
It
time.
really does.
So it's like...
It takes a toll.
Yeah. And then poor Robin, she was just, like, really upset. And it's like none of them have a choice, you know? It's the paranoia, and they're
Unfortunately.
scared, and they just have to leave, and...
Well, it seemed Janelle was more scared than any of the other wives about the fallout and the repercussions. Because
Yeah.
there was a point in the episode where Cody said, "Look, we found this rental place, but it's not available until Tuesday, and they were planning on leaving Monday." And Janelle was like,
freaked out.
not okay with that because
Yeah.
Well,
And, well, it seemed like I think she said this, they didn't want anyone to see that they were moving at all.
Yeah, with all the big trailers and
So it's
Yeah,
like
draw
how,
attention to
yeah.
them.
And I mean, I know how much it takes to move like 4 people, 6 people out. I can't imagine 16
can
kids and then like 5 adults.
in 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days.
Insane.
I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
No way. So much stress. You know, even moving out like one person yourself is like hard. So that obviously was like a mess and a half.
yeah, and not only is it a logistical mess, but I also think it's like an emotional mess. And that I thought it was so interesting when Mary discovered all these obituaries that she had
Oh, that
from
was
her
so
sister.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I have these newspapers. I'm moving. I've held on to them for some reason. I think she had 7 different obituaries from 7 different newspapers.
I think it was like 26.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
was it
26
20
too.
oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
26.
yeah.
Oh my god! And she ends up packing with the newspapers.
It's like
Yeah.
metaphorical. you
Yeah, it
know,
is
for
kinda like
her.
metaphorical.
And she was like, you know, she's here for me. She's, you know, and in a way it's kind of like they're all leaving like a huge part of their lives. And she kind of has to move on, you know, and like leave it in the past. But her sister is like still there with her.
Also trying to be strong for the children. They
Yeah.
have to be, they have to lead by example. And I couldn't imagine, having those emotional ties, but trying to act strong for your children. It's really difficult.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to hold it all together anyway.
Yeah.
Moving. And then it's just sad because they're all so young. They're all under 18. To have 16 kids, all under 18, you know?
And the hormones going around.
Everything,
my
yeah,
God.
all different
Teenagers.
hormones. I know,
God.
and like middle school. Oh God,
And the girls.
I know they're like growing, and they're like, "What's going on?"
It's
Such
not
a
easy,
mess.
not easy. You're trying to figure out who you are, and now
Yeah.
you're moving, and it's a new identity.
Yeah, totally new identity.
Yeah.
And exactly like what will people think of them? Because now they're obviously has 2 seasons of the show.
Mm-hmm.
People know who they are.
They're getting recognized.
Yeah, they're getting recognized. People are going to be like, people are
Yeah,
going to know that they're
people are
moving
gonna
to
know.
Vegas and they're going to be looking out.
And I wonder if kids give them hard times at school.
Oh, I'm sure. And in previous episodes, the wives have said, the ones who came from polygamous family in the first place, have said that they grew up and it was really hard because kids would give them, a really hard time. And technically, the Church of Mormon doesn't support polygamy.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like an offshoot. Because Mormonism has gotten like so much flack for polygamy, they like had to like create this little offshoot, how do you say, like sect, I guess, of Mormonism where they still practice Mormonism, but they like believe in and practice polygamy. So it's like even Mormons, probably give them crap, maybe.
Yeah.
At school.
Wow.
But even more so like people who aren't Mormon who like don't understand at all.
So it's a total mess, and not only do the wives start falling apart, but Cody starts falling apart, and the kids start fighting. It's just an absolute disaster in the house.
Chaos.
Chaos. And
Chaos.
Stress.
Mariah is refusing to pack this stuff in her room. No one knows how much to pack, which things to pack, because
How to pack them.
right. All the people, and then on top of all of that, there's the idea of where they're gonna go, because they don't even have a house unless
They don't even have a
don't.
house. So where do you go?
Where are you taking these children?
Where are they going to sleep?
Yeah, I know. Don't you freak out? Because it's not just like you being like, I'll figure it out.
It's insane.
It's like an army.
And could you imagine if Cody decided to have like a midlife crisis and just decide to go gambling or something, and then
Yeah, and then blow it all, just like.
yeah, like, and then what? Everyone put so much faith in Cody.
Yeah, to keep it together.
To keep it
There
together.
goes the college idea.
Yeah.
Right, it's like-
Seriously.
So
Yeah, no, that's true. Definitely true. And I guess they were pushed even more because, well, Christine was saying TMZ like came to their door.
The press was coming to the
And
door.
the press was coming to the door. So they had to like get out
TMC.
Yeah.
then and there. I know I'm laughing trying to see it on TMZ. I mean, I could
Oh, I could
Yeah,
definitely
it.
see it on
Just
TMZ.
knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Hey,
Are you moving?
can I come in?
Yeah.
Can I meet the fam?
Yeah. And then being like, oh my God. So they had to get out. They wanted to get out before the police like freaked out on them.
Right. So okay. So then it's the question of, they decided to leave at what 6? They should get in the car at 6:30, leave at 7 in the morning.
Oh.
It's not gonna be easy. It's never
then-
gonna. It's never moving is never easy.
We've seen in the past road trips, and they've never had a successful road trip in the history of this show.
Yeah, they haven't.
Things have always gone
They
wrong.
really need to go get all their cars checked out.
They need
Yeah.
to get their car.
like thoroughly inspected.
Like,
because something's happening.
I'd say 1 out of 3 episodes is about an unsuccessful road trip, and I think that the finale is like,
It's a chain reaction.
yeah.
it's almost like
Absolutely.
all these unsuccessful road trips coming together in one of the most horrific, awful
Horrifically
experience.
stressful.
Like, I was stressing out just watching what
I
was
was
going
getting
on. in
anxious.
this.
Oh yeah, I know.
My palms were sweaty. I
Yeah.
was getting anxious for them.
So let's see if we can remember all of the things that go wrong in this horrific odyssey.
Yeah, well, and then include all the kids who are like freaking out
Who are starving and freaking
and
out.
starving to death.
Probably have terrorist coups going on amongst the children. Okay, so
Yeah.
I think
So first,
they're 20 miles out and they get a flat. That's
Cody gets a flat on his sport
Oh,
on his
on his-
Lexus, right?
on his Lexus
on the
sports
small car.
okay. Nothing
Okay.
out of the normal.
It's
Flat-
like
it
Flat
happens.
tire. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
So he
Driving.
grabs his next in command, his son or whatever, the weird looking one, and they go to the Lexus to replace the tire, right? And they're taking.
In the first car, did they get into the confusion with like what's open? It's like it's Martin
Oh,
Luther
I
that's
know
King
they
right.
had a little trouble.
We forgot
finding the
first.
tire.
No, Cody left without the out the keys for the trailer. Remember?
Okay. Oh, that was the
happened
very first.
Oh,
That was
okay.
the very first thing.
And then they were like, "What? Cody just left. He has the keys." Blah blah blah. Okay, first mess.
Tony the Tiger messes it up right off the bat.
It's horrific.
Second up, okay, the Lexus, the tire blows out. Then they can't find a replacement tire because it's Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
And everything's closed except for one store.
One tire shop.
So they go to the tire shop and they don't have the right tire. So he buys like a weird replacement tire that doesn't really fit. Actually, he has to buy two.
Yes, by two
Yeah,
now.
yeah, he has to
Replace
buy
the
two.
And I guess they're horrifically expensive, whatever. So he replaces the tire. Okay, back on the road.
Every
We're
time
20
he
miles.
buys something, I like get anxious because I'm like, "Where's your money coming
There goes
from?"
the college fund. There
I
goes the
know.
college fund.
There goes that kid's college education on your tires for your million trailers and cars.
Right.
Anyway, continue with the saga.
Okay, the saga continues. Right after that, probably moments after that, what happened? Another flat tire.
Christine's
yeah.
blows.
Christine's tire blows out. Okay.
And then
She doesn't have a replacement tire, but Janelle.
But the tire store has just closed.
Oh, the tire store
yeah,
closed.
just closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now they're like, what do we do?
Right. And so I guess they worked out that she only had a temporary spare, but Janelle had a regular spare, like a full-on normal tire, and he just decides to put it in there and see if it works.
Just tying the lugs on, and
Yeah.
they're breaking off.
Breaking right off, like plastic, like nothing.
Not just one, but like three.
All of them.
Right. And then he was like, I soon realized that if I continue down this path, all the lug nuts would be broken. And it's like, well, yeah.
I think so.
Maybe
Yeah.
you could have
I think
assumed that
so.
after the second one. Anyway, they get back on the road, right? But this tire is a total bust, right? It doesn't work. There's some weird tugging, pulling thing going
On the trailer.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. And that's scary
You feel
because
some wiggling going on,
Yeah,
and
it's
knows
like-
right away there's something wrong.
something wrong. You don't want to mess with the trailer coming off your car.
Right.
Oh, no.
You know?
And then at this point, it's kind of like they've only made it a few miles away from home.
And
on their
it's-
way to
it's
Las
like-
Vegas.
24 hours later, they were saying.
Yeah.
24 hours later.
Kids are starving at this point, like dying. And then, like, he's thinking, wasn't meant to be. Was I meant to go?
He's questioning his faith. And then they decide to get a hotel. And he's like, it was a brilliant idea. How could we have not thought of getting a hotel? It's like, I don't know. Maybe because you're an idiot. Sorry.
Not only
Okay,
that,
it's not
but
an
they,
idiot,
they
but-
pull over, and then a sheriff goes behind them. So then they're
Right.
getting all anxious all over again.
Uh-huh.
All right. And the next morning, right, they get back on the road. Another tire blows out again immediately when they start driving. And then a sheriff comes, like you said, a sheriff comes out. And then what happens?
And then, but it's okay. It's just for their safety.
He was a nice guy.
He's a
the
nice
sheriff.
guy.
Good, yeah.
Good guy.
Good guy.
Cool cop. So they replace the tire. They get back on the road.
And then, yeah.
And then that was it. But
200 miles home stretch.
200 miles to home stretch. But I think the kids are starving. And it was just an epic fail.
And yeah. And then they get there to their rental house that they have for a month because the 4 houses that they originally planned to be living in like fell through because nothing is easy for them. And then it's like the worst family vacation you could
It
ever
is.
imagine.
It should be on a movie, right?
Yeah, it should because it's like literally I could see it happening. Like really another tire.
Yeah.
Curse of the flat tires.
I think total they got like 4 or 5.
There was a lot of tire.
Flat tires.
I would love to know how much that cost.
Yeah.
Love to know.
Oh God. Oh God. I know.
Too much.
And then, so the Nevada border only 60 miles away, so they're just gonna trek it on over. Gotta go do it.
Uh-huh.
And then finally they get to Vegas to religious freedom. Get in their rental house, sign whatever they need to sign. The kids hate it.
They're like,
You can
oh my
see their
God, what a
faces.
surprise.
Yeah.
Vegas is really ugly.
Yeah. And then poor Madison just looked like
Devastated.
all of her hopes had been like crushed.
Yeah. I think especially the older kids
Yeah.
had the hardest time.
Because that's a really hard age too, you know,
Very
middle
hard.
school, high school. And then she's just like, what am I doing here? And she just hated it. And I just like felt so bad for her.
You do. Your heart breaks for them.
I know. But I guess it's just how it has to be. And maybe as we'll see next season, you know, maybe they'll really love it.
Yeah, maybe they will. And to me, the place looked really nice. I don't know about what you
Yeah, it
guys.
was really nice.
It did.
Clean and massive, which
Blue.
is a necessity.
Yeah, yeah. But it really broke my heart because she was like, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
I was like, I know, I know how you feel. That sucks, but maybe it will work out, and maybe it's even better because they get to be around a lot of different people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe she
they'll
needed to get
learn
away
a
from that
lot.
church group she was.
and
Yeah.
I've heard from people I know that actually grew up in Vegas. It's very different than obviously the Vegas that people always go, to party and stuff. It's like it's cooler to grow up there than it is to like
go and visit.
Yeah.
For Well, it's a really new city. I think.
Yeah.
It's just recently that I think there have been a lot of building developments in Las Vegas, so I guess it's expanding.
Yeah.
And they're irrigating water into the desert like there's no repercussion.
Like nobody's business.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother
But
show.
anyway, but there it is. Season finale, very dramatic, very intense. Exactly what we wanted, And now they're starting their new life, religious freedom. We'll see what Vegas has to offer next season.
I just don't know how they can top that. I don't know what horrific
I know.
thing could happen.
I know. More flat tires for the rest of next season.
I feel like the ghost of polygamous past needs to come back and like scare Cody.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing that would gratify me after that episode.
Right?
But let's go to commercial break.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig! The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
So we're going to move right into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Thank you.
I love
So,
that sound.
what do we think is in store for them in Vegas? Any thoughts on that?
Well, I'd like to predict a few things for the whole of next season.
Okay.
I think they're going to have to mix it up. I don't think they can keep doing the sort of day trip kind of things. I think in order for the show to continue, they need to really expand the scope of the show in terms of neighbors, the school. We need to see the kids at school. I feel like it needs to move. The whole show needs to get bigger in order for it to sort of move on.
Yeah, agreed.
Definitely.
Which is why I think they're taking it to Vegas. And I think it's a little push, but I think what would make it interesting, because all the kids are around that age, young, I think one of them, maybe Mariah, they're setting it up so she's going to like try and run away back home or something.
Oh, that would be
I
cool.
can see that.
Or just or like almost try or something. But I think there's definitely going to be like
Teenage rebellion?
A little bit. Maybe.
I can definitely see rebellion.
That would be
especially
awesome.
if they're in Vegas, meeting all new people, making new friends, like who maybe once someone falls into the wrong crowd, I don't know. But
Let's
just
hope so.
some rebellion.
What about relationships for the ones that are in high school and
yeah.
having to explain that to your significant other?
Yeah, that's totally true. And then bringing like the girlfriend or boyfriend home,
And
meeting
meeting all of the wives and
Yeah.
trying to explain that and your lifestyle
Yeah.
and why you moved and why you have a TV show.
That's
would be
true.
That's not easy to explain.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna accept it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that a lot of next season will be about introducing themselves to the public in a bigger way, like in a more personal way, than in Utah where they're just like, this is us. But now they had to actually deal with like neighbors and,
Yeah, right,
actually
And explain it.
Yeah.
In a community sort of
And like
setting.
maybe people will hate it. Maybe people will like be really mean, and some people will be really nice
We'll
and
accept it and understand it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Ooh, exciting.
I'm excited. Yeah, it's exciting for next season.
It's very
Exciting.
exciting.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sister Wives season finale. We'll see you next season.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.